Hello everyone and welcome to Homestead for a Living. We're wrapping up our very first farm stand day here. It's very noisy because we're by a roadside, which was kind of the point of the farm stand. And I just wanted to talk about the experience and share what we've learned from it so far. So hopefully you all can hear me through this traffic. I'm going to walk away from it a bit. But what we did here is this is a storage unit, and we actually have a storage unit here. While we were moving, we rented one, and I got to know the folks. And one thing I've been trying to make a habit of is tell everyone about what we're doing. Tell everyone that we're starting a farm and homesteading. It's a little uncomfortable for me. I'm a pretty introverted person, so it's a little outside the box for me to start talking about those things, but I've been making a habit of it intentionally. And as one of the results of that was that the folks that manage this place said we could park our farm stand here. And so we did that, and we tried our first day out on a Friday, and we made $65 in sales, which is not boat buying money or anything like that. But given that it was only a couple hours that we set up for, it was just an experiment, we really did all right, and we established some relationships. We got some names on an email list to let people know what else we're gonna have available. So overall, a really good experience and made some really good connections with folks. And so I want to encourage anybody, as you're figuring out your homestead and your home businesses and whatever your model is going to be to make a living, don't be afraid to put it out there what you're doing, because people will just start to volunteer things and volunteer to help. People really believe in it. They like to get behind people who are doing things like this. And that's what we found here in this case. So what we found was that we didn't get a lot of the roadside traffic off the road, but I think that would take many iterations. The old sales thought is that basically somebody has to see an advertisement, or they have to see something a lot of times before they'll stop and purchase that product. And so I think if cars passed us several times having this roadside stand, they would eventually stop and purchase from us. We found that our best sellers, there wasn't really any standout. Vegetables sold well. We sold rain barrels. We sold bakery items, so we sold jellies, so a little bit of everything. There was no particular standout item that sold better than the others. So overall, an interesting experience. What we're going to be trying next is more of a CSA Delivery model. So we're going to just put our toe in the water and try a little bit of each model and see how it works. So overall, this was a good experience. Again, $65 was what we made, so not a terribly huge amount of money, but again, we were only here for a few hours, and this was our very first time. And there may be days that work better than others, and there may be times that work better than others, and I really do think consistency would be the key if we wanted to pursue this model. One thing I don't like about this model is that it's not very passive. We have to be there at the stand managing it. What I would like with a farm stand eventually is more of an honesty box system where, and you can put up a camera, depending on how you want to do things, but basically a system where people just do the transaction themselves. They put the cash in the box, and then they take their vegetables. I've seen that done very well here in this county, and people make a really good living doing that, and it's a lot more passive time-wise. So if I were pursuing this farm stand model long-term, that's where I would go with it. On the other hand, you being there at the farm stand can be valuable as a farmer. People like to get to know their farmers, and that's what we found here all day long. We were talking. I'm hoarse right now because I talked so much to people that stopped and wanted just to get to know us. So this may not seem successful from a financial standpoint day one, but I think it really is very successful because we established some really good relationships, and many of these will probably turn into regular clients and people that want to buy from us in the future. In fact, I had one conversation. A lady bought a goji berry plant from me, and she already gave me a list of new things she wants, and so now I know what to grow. And we had another gal buy a bunch of kale from us, and she owns a catering company, and she wants a lot more things grown for her catering company. So that's a long-term client that could bring us a lot of money, a lot more than just an individual, because she has a business. So the public aspect of this, being really visible, I think is really good. It gets our farm name out there. It's advertising at the same time that it's also selling. So really cool experience, and I hope to do the same kind of video here in a few days about our CSA experience. We'll start to delve into that and see how that goes for us. So hopefully this is helpful for anyone thinking about starting these kinds of businesses. In the meantime, everybody, stay safe, be well, and happy homesteading.